Oh, those salty tears. Penguin Random House staff melts down after they're learning that they're publishing Jordan Peterson's new book. The staff of Penguin Random House Canada had a meltdown at an emotional town hall over the company's decision to publish Jordan Peterson's latest book. On Monday, the publisher said they would publish Peterson's new book, Beyond Order 12. Well, you got 12 rules, and I got 12 more rules, so you got 24 rules. Oh, I wish him all the best. In all honesty, like, I'm glad that he's way healthier and he's hopefully overcome his health emergency that he had. Anyways, look at this. One junior employee at the Penguin said of Peterson, he's an icon of hate speech and transphobia, and the fact that he's an icon of white supremacy, regardless of the content of his book. I'm not proud to work for a company that published him. These salty little soy people. It is ridiculous. This is the coddling of the American mind, as Jonathan Haidt states. It is a mind virus of the woke culture infecting post-secondary education, affecting the zeitgeist of our generation. And if people can't, like, the funny thing with Penguin Publishing House, and not Penguin themselves, but the woke people in Penguin, so you're hating on Jordan Peterson's book, but Mein Kampf is published there. And the fact that they're against freedom of speech, well, guess what? If you really stand by your values of do not publish this book, well, we're not going to publish what you say. We're going to actually stop you from thinking how you think. This is the thing. The very notion of what they represent is the same values that will stop them in the future of expressing how they feel. But they're too stupid to see that. A second employee said, people were crying in the meeting about how Jordan Peterson has affected their lives. The company since June has been doing all these anti-racist allyship things, and them publishing Peterson's book completely goes against this. Another employee said, Peterson's the one who's responsible for radicalizing and causing the surge of the alt-right group. Give me a break. Who are these people? My God. There should be like a simple criteria of hiring people to kind of weed out. It's like, have you had a real job ever in your life? No, fuck off. Some salty fucking people. Jesus Christ, this is the best. Look at this. Here we go. Several employees cried at the meeting discussing how Peterson's views have negatively impacted their lives. The saltiness. But you know who's actually wins here the most is Penguin. The Penguin owners, they're laughing to the bank because you can't buy this PR. Like, this is amazing free PR for Penguin, and Penguin's going to publish it. And if they don't, they're just fucking stupid. And the next publisher is going to jump on it to get this. But I think they're smart enough to realize that this PR is amazing. You can't fucking buy this PR. But the other thing is just, it really goes to show you how infected the zeitgeist of our time is when it comes to people being offended. When people are like, they can't even read a book without being offended. Think about that for a second. They can't control their own emotions. You know, one of my favorite books of all time is Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning, and he went through the Holocaust. He was at Auschwitz, and one of the things he states, and it's very, very important. In fact, it's one of my favorite books of all time. I always tell people, I highly, highly recommend people to read it. He states the only thing in your life that you can control. And remember, when he was in the concentration camp, they took everything, took his clothes, took his dignity, took his family away, and the only thing they couldn't control is his response to the stimulus in his environment. That small buffer, he calls it, he was able to control that buffer. He did not let the Nazis take that away, his ability to respond to a situation. But yet you have these little kids today, and I'll call them kids from a mental standpoint. Yes, they're physical adults, and Jung talks about this, and this is called the man-child syndrome. We call it a modern day Peter Pan syndrome, where we have adults, we have adults with children's psychology, where we had parents and we had the society bubble them for their entire existence, saying it's okay, you can do whatever you want. If you want to identify as a velociraptor, you can identify as that, and no one's going to hurt your feelings, and everything's going to be okay. And any words that kind of trigger you, tell us, because we're going to take care of you. And so we've babied a generation into weakness, man. Into fucking weakness. Think about that. You work for a company, and these guys don't get, they're gonna get fired. These fucking guys. But the danger thing is, like, a lot of times with these minority groups, and I feel like I call minority. That's not even fair, man. Like these, I don't want to group people, but these individual human beings have a lot of trauma, they have a lot of issues, and how I view it is they go after people because of jealousy. They go after people because they're not comfortable in their own skin. But I just want to quickly make this is fucking hilarious, man. People getting salty over Jordan's book. And if you really read his book, if you read 12 Rules and now Beyond 12 Rules, I don't know what the fuck people find controversial in 12 Rules. It is like the most basic of basic self-help books, literally. Clean your room, take responsibility, map out your future. Like what? Like, I like Jordan's message because it's just simple. There's a lot of things I agree with him. There's a lot of things I don't agree with him. But his book at the end of the day is just a simplified self-help book, 12 Rules. And people find this offensive. What goes to show you, man, they don't read the book. They don't read the actual material itself. They're just triggered by this individual. But man, this is fucking hilarious. The woke culture eating themselves. This is the old school Ouroboros, the snake eating its tail. And eventually they will eat themselves because they're going to divide to so many different in-groups and so many different factions that they're going to start bickering, fighting over each other. And eventually, poof, goodbye. See you later. Go get a real job. Start actually being a productive human being as opposed to somebody pointing fingers and crying like a little baby. Wah, wah.